Oh, sorry, my sound was off. And here I was speaking.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Hard workers indeed.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Wow. She's eager to
Pray
strike.
allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Nidana.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had
As
cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
Aww.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta. And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough.
Aww.
All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part
right.
to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy.
Aw, I like this moment.
Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas.
She's so proud.
It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Don't make me cry, please. Oh? Oh, the flower! It's the flower!
Look at that. Its color is completely changed.
It's beautiful.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
Say what?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Neither am I.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Oh, okay. That makes sense with what the garden.
You imply that it is distinct from ether.
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory.
Sounds interesting.
Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
So what was the purpose of Heidelin and giving him the flower through Cryo?
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
They take their leave. Touching moment, liked it. Yeah, I've only realized that my mic was off before. So I was saying that on the previous playthrough, we actually did the first dungeon of the Endwalker expansion, the Tower of Thought that I actually mentioned here. So it actually went pretty well, surprisingly enough. I did it with the NPCs. So let's see where our paths lead us. Oh, look at this. Okay, so let's travel. Okay, that makes things a little cheaper. Old Charlian. It was snowing. Yesterday it was snowing. Alright, here we are. It's good to be back, and with the fruit of our labors safely in storage. For now, we have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Tancred suggested, we should get some rest in the meantime. Welcome back, Jude. Kryl has surprised me with her recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate the tower and pave the way to deal with the rest. Well, if it isn't much, it's changed your sheets and plumped up your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing in a nice clean bed after completing a major milestone, be it penning a thesis or defeating deiform entities. So would you like to take a look at your new and improved lodgings now? Yes, please. Finally, we get to see the chamber, right? Right? Okay. Finally, I want to see the lodgings. Ah, it's a nice bed. The flower, it's white now.
Take heart and protect them well.
Who was that voice? That was not Heidelin.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the
That's
last
such a cute
stand.
idea. How thoughtful. Wow, it's quite a room. Look at the table. So big. Oh, look at this burger! Stripping cheese. Oh, how composed.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
Yeah, maybe.
What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Very well said.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Do eat and drink, Jude, please.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Quile, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done.
I'm fascinated by the table.
If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes? Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat Han?
Yeah, pretty much.
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Glatia won't stop eating.
Indeed.
Oh.
And in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day.
Oh, they've got pizza too! And macarons!
Hey, that's mine.
Was.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion.
Uh-huh, right. You need to be embarrassed.
They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh my god. They ate the whole thing. What are you thinking about, you? Are we pushing on until then?
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Oh, it's... Wow. I wish I could stop taking screenshots. It's like green now. Oh, they didn't even realize. Oh. There he is. Looking at the moon. And Daniel.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
The moon, apparently.
No. All else is... equal. Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke.
Oh dear.
But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow, until the void yawned once more. And then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn, burn, let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
Yeah, talking like a true lunatic. How appropriate is that? A lunatic staring at the moon.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence.
Oh, We were so hurt by the
Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed. All the faces incomplete. The setting too was unknown to me. So I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
The moon gazes upon all your machinations. It knows it all. 22. No. Oh, and what about the summoner? No, it's all good. So... is this on the outside? Maybe it's on the outside, let me see. No, I think it's on the inside. It takes a little bit slow, so I'll have to wait. No, these don't open. Following the hearing, only to find that we had already departed for Tavner. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. As we're still waiting for Y'shtola and the others, I thought now the perfect time to pay him a visit. Can't you join me? Of course. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Alfino can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to the phenomenon. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studio for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Heading out for a stroll? The Skolak himself was there. In that case, what are we waiting for? I am too eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studio. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alfino, of all people, worrying over his reputation. And at our alma mater, no less. Will wonders never cease? You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. It's always nighttime or cloudy. I want to enjoy these sights with sunny weather. Or snowy. got it snowing for a little bit and it was quite bright here and beautiful. Frutella Nutella! That's a cute name. That's such a tall building. Oh, and it has water coming from the... Okay. Here it is, Phenomenon. While I expect you made note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. As the center of what would later become the Studium, it was established to promote the study of ethereological phenomena, hence the name. Though with ether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the 6th astral era, Phenomenon was decreed complete, and the Studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in etherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Charlian's foremost educational institute. You always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foppish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the Studium, graduated with highest honors in magical arts and etherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the Studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. Nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me. Nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors, and I am certainly not Studium's most notorious master debater. In all respects, have I ever been in his shadow? If nothing else, just remember that this was where the legend of Alphino Lavalleur began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck, it might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for Scholar Montichain. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. Okay, but we'll enter the building, right? Just check here though. Ether currents. Ooh! I've got all these to cover. Definitely. Yeah, we only got one, so. Anyway. Focus now is on the main scenario quest. Oh, I've got a merchant and mender. What items do they have? Do I need Kissel rings? No, I've got 92. It's not necessary. Okay. Here's one excitable student. That was Alphino Lavalleur, wasn't it? The Alphino Lavalleur! And he's with his sister and Master Baldis's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epic, shattering proportion is fast approaching. Spread the word! Oh, sorry, you said you were looking for the scholar. Yes, knowing him, he could be anywhere. But Miss Aliopo should have a better idea. Aliopo? She's here? It must be another character with the same name, right? researcher's meet. Eye of Pysa? Oh god. I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm no cleaner. They don't have scholars in stock. Blood-curdling screams? Right. Does this open? Oh, it does. Oh, he's here. Oh, I miss school. Oh, they all wear the same outfit.
Ah, I remember you.
Cool.
I pray
Surprise!
we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Wow, someone who actually appreciates their
Well,
presence.
I could hardly let that inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Montoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Good of you to offer.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried.
You don't know? Is that what it
Our
means?
duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic.
Right. They're planning to migrate to another planet, right?
As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
That's why that guy was trying to speak and then he put his hand to his throat. He couldn't.
How is that even possible?
Who did that?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Oh, he's happy to do it. Come on. Come on. All of you, take a seat. Time to learn something. Ah, that's cute. Okay. It's just like Harry Potter or something. What's that beside the
We shall
wheel?
begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into 3 forms. 2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul, and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third? Yes, very good.
Woo. Great, Jude.
This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked.
Makes sense.
Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it.
Welcome to the what? I don't understand that handwriting.
Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
Okay, that's why he had a brush.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
This is a question for Jude. No? Oh.
The 7th Umbral Calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace.
But keeping them in the dark, completely in the dark.
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose. But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What about
What
those?
happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable.
You can close your mouth. What?
Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet.
Cute.
I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend. Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
Oh, he's happy. A true professor at heart. You have been granted a run of Phenomenon. If you are game, Ki Alipo would put your urgency to good use. Okay, to make deliveries. That's why her surname is Alipo. Let me just see. We got here a weapon. Let's compare. Item comparison. Okay. Equip. Okay. Well, that's given me much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the forum's true motives and the mysteries of life itself could measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way you could better acquaint yourself with Ki Aliapo, as the Squawk suggested. Let's share our findings with Raha. Aww. Raha should be included. Oh, she's here, right? Okay, land or hand. Alrighty. Okay, yeah. Still make the deliveries. So let's go to the annex. Oh! Some light here, finally. Oh, it's a little pond. Sort of. Still a bit misty though. Let me just enjoy the... Ah, it's not bad, right? It's like foggy. It's mysterious. I like it. And we see the cafe. Get inside. Oh, there's still playing. Oh, Stinian is back. Welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the stadium proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow Scions. As expected, news of the warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Lumensa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive? It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vilbrand. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? The brooding ponytail. Dragoon. I was gonna call him man, but... Phew. I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain though. Vitra and the alchemists of the Great Work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales. So you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn, I can feel it. To Linza Luminsa. Those streets are cute. Have that little symbol there. So see ya, Kryl. Let me just check in with the retainers before going to Linza Luminsa. Not really looking forward to going to Karlamald. to a mechanical place. I'd rather stay here. In Tavna. So, in this game you already have places that resemble China, India. Maybe they could try to do something in the future that would resemble Egypt or something. Ancient Egypt. That'd be nice. Scholar's Arbor. Office right by the water. It's sort of like Greece inspired, but not only that, because the buildings are completely different. I like it. It's a good combination. It's a good mix. Okay. Let's see for how much can we sell this. Is it worth it or not really? So this is ingredients. Not bad. What about the price of the... Okay. Ooh, okay. 22. That's what I was going to do here, so... Oh, they could also do something that would resemble the Suspended Gardens Bergia. The Suspended Gardens of Legend. That would be nice. Okay, this expansion was just released and I'm here making my own wish list. Okay, I'll go here first, so I'll spend less money. So I'll use this, and then I'll travel to Lumenza. Still have to decorate my house for Christmas. Maybe I'll do that in one of these videos, in case anyone wants to watch it. Not just yet though. Maybe since we're approaching more of the ending of the expansion, because I'll have the tendency to stall. So yeah. So Little Limits, right? So command room. Let me see exactly. Yeah, Little Limits, but where? What is closest? Lower decks, alright. Lower decks it is. back in familiar territory. Although my city-state is actually older. Okay, we'll have to wait for this to load. Yeah, proceed to the command room. And it's still running. Run, boy, run. My apologies for calling you away from Charlian at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It was only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During our time in Charlian, the allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of kobolds, Sahagan, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Radzatan has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telephroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. Bold. To think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered. Robbed of their free will, they serve the Telephoi's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember, we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that, there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Tancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we had failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Telephroi. There is certainly no rush to press further into our lands. I'd wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Ysto's analysis of the Tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on observations inside the Tower of Zot, the spies siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw force far more than is required for this task alone. The excessive ether remains unaccounted for. We can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to that larger spire in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, We'll bring their schemes crashing down along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handling over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilseberg contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eosia and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Ah! They're all turning to Jude. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. For the people of Garlemald. Couldn't have put it better myself. The Stoll and Thangrid and Uriange have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilsebard. Roban and Old Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Yes, we get to see them. Nice. Pack warm clothing, furs and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the left for you. So much as frost still. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. You're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge Eosia will be as you left it, or better, approved. Important decisions are always made in the command room in Links Olominsa. Why is it always in Links Olominsa? Well, perhaps not always, but most of the time. Roban, Alamigan Quarter. So let us go to the Alamigan Quarter. Alamigan Quarter? Okay. Will I also see, Lord Hian and Leeds? Kind of ship those two. Yeah. So, Roban, where art thou? It's faster this way, since we can fly here. Alrighty. Let's wait for him to appear. Any minute now. Ah, there they are. Sir Emmerich. And his favorite color, blue. That one is not coming too? I thought... Oh. So who's going? Deliver your people from home. Okay. His armor is quite flashy. Emmerich, I mean. Black, gold, and blue. Sits it. So, we're trying to talk to you, Roban. Level 82. Okay, stop moving yourself. Okay. Oh no. There it is moving again by itself. Stop it! Not the menagerie, but the palace. Should be here, right? Okay, let's just stand aside for a little bit. Too many people. Okay, we'll wait, we'll wait. Hey. Oh my god, I can even access the menus normally. Okay. Nope, never mind. Right. Because this is the menagerie, it's not the palace. Let's see if this makes any difference. It has been restored. We have the music here. Yeah, pretty. Well, they had instances yesterday, so things were less crowded. I don't think they have it. This is getting a little bit unbearable. Okay, it's here. Hey, I'm pressing. Oh, come on. Okay, that worked.
By the 12.
What? Oh, that's Lise. Oh.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and
Oh,
started
this
without-
music is giving me goosebumps.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilsabard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am
Oh,
glad to find
let's
myself
see
in the
that.
company of many trusted comrades.
So every
yourselves
Endwalker, what you
included.
will. Sounds good, sounds good.
Lucia!
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. For the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
So many lollipops. Please.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must, I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation. Here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer, we shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort. Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
suppose I'd better say my piece.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Anyway, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfield to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do.
Wow, how honorable of a pirate.
Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. Then again, so are we.
She's so pretty.
The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the avatar of destruction. With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead. Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Lord Emanolaine!
Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service.
Have you finally learned to,
Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that.
So you're there because you were
But,
forced to.
should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
What? Jesus, no. Oh, they've got their own clown. I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and certain doom.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroi with my tales of daring do.
Uh-huh.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzeia.
Cherry on top.
Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as the steppe is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach.
He just wants to fight.
But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Not here!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe.
Oh god.
We've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities, which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Maxima, who stands with us today, tried to reform Garlemald from within and make peace with Doma. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers.
Glaciers?
From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
Let's see what this silly has to say. You would have dust for the occasion. Oh god, he's so silly. Okay, let's just talk to Y'shtola. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Almata and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabad. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telophoroi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute warding skills to our comrades. Care to do the honors? See ya! Pretty little things. Yeah, I'm sure you do well. Need sails. to find a point on, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Who's that now? Ah! Tataru! I have my ways, oh yes indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsabar without telling me? Ha! Nothing escapes my notice. Now, you will wear these garments I've made for you whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion, rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? Ah, I did have one other thing to share. Unbahas and Blameweather have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. And still be running things back at headquarters. I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Sharlayan? Oh, why not? You can keep Kroil company in the Baldesian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. And I heard Amgers and Bloimweeder did a fine job carrying on in our stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world. If anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of and then I'll make my way to Sharlayan. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Here are your woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Oh, let's see what it is. Too many people here. Wait. I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? Okay. Any time now, Mr. Pilot. Okay, let me move further away. Yeah. Has a life of its own. I'm not pressing anything. Okay, I guess the pilot was there. Just too many people. Why don't you do instances here? Okay, the pilot is here. Okay.